Hey guys, Mike here. So today, I'm here to talk to you about the Babysitter Killer Queen. In this review, I'll be going over a brief summary of the plot, my quick thoughts about the film, and whether or not you guys should go and see it. So I'm going to try and keep this review spoiler-free. However, if you don't know anything about the film, and you want to go in completely blind, then it's just come into this video once you've seen the film. So with that, let's get started, shall we?
I ain't get killed first. That's some post-Jordan Peele era horror movie progress.
In The Babysitter Killer Queen, 2 years after Cole survives a satanic blood cult, he's living a new nightmare, high school, whilst also trying to escape the demons from his past. And so we have Babysitter Killer Queen. So guys, today's review is also one that was requested, and also one that is a current year review. Hence why it's in my current year review format, but I'm also going to shout out the person who recommended it to me, and that was 1970 DJ. So you may be asking, what's the difference between a current year review and a requested review? Well, I'll tell you that the details are very major. Nah, actually, it's not really all that major. Basically, I put a trailer at the start of a current year review, and I have a background relating to the actual movie itself. That's pretty much all it is, really. But it's the format I do for current year movies, and as this movie was released this year, 2020, it falls into that format. But in any case, let's talk about The Babysitter Killer Queen. Well, if you watch my review for The Babysitter, you'll know that I really liked that movie. It's completely ridiculous, stupid, gory, but it's pretty much everything that it's advertised. And it doesn't try and be anything that it's not. And I was really hoping that they'd kind of recapture the same magic with the second movie. And I would say for the most part, they definitely did that. But at the same time, it's pretty much because they do a complete retelling of the first movie, but with a slight little bit of a twist this time. Something which I was very mixed on. Now, I don't really want to say what it is because I feel like it falls into a spoiler territory, and if you intend on watching this movie, it is better to, experience it for the first time. All I'll basically say is that they make a decision with one of the characters which came completely out of nowhere and took me by surprise. But at the same time, I thought that the motivation for doing it was kind of weak. And from a storytelling perspective, the only real motivation to do it was to have shock value. And if this was a more serious movie, it would have probably completely ruined the whole experience for me. But again, because this is a really silly, over-the-top gore fest, it really doesn't matter. Because honestly, if you're going to be sitting there thinking too much when it comes to this movie, you're not going to have a good time. Because there are so many things in this that just do not make sense. Whether it be character motivation, whether it be survivability of another character, whether it just be them being absolutely completely ridiculous. If you go in thinking that you're going to get a satisfying, well-structured narrative that takes you to a satisfying point A to B, you're going to be a bit disappointed. However, if you go into this one expecting over-the-top gore, absolutely insane laughs, and just overall wacky and bombasticness, then I think you're in for a good time with this one. Because as this movie's kind of creeping into the second act, I just had no idea what was going on. I didn't know whether what was happening was a hallucination, or whether it was actually happening. It was only as it kind of went on a bit more that I was like, oh no, this is actually happening. This is absolutely insane. And then pretty much from that point on, it's business as usual. Someone tries to hunt Cole down, he either gets lucky or outsmarts them, and he manages to escape the encounter. Rinse and repeat 4 or 5 more times, and there you have it, the movie. And I'd like to go into a bit more detail, but honestly, there's not really much else you can say about this one. Because I would say that what it does well. It's just, it doesn't really do a whole lot. Because, like I said multiple times, this film is just all about the gore, all about the silliness, and it doesn't really deliver on anything else, because at the same time, it's not promising anything else. And honestly, I would say that is much better, because a massive criticism with movies today is that they become predictable. But I would say that if a movie's not trying to mislead you, or not trying to show you anything new, then I would say it kind of gets a pass, because I would say that if it's the point of the movie that it's not trying to be anything new, then it does kind of get a pass, especially if it is an over-the-top comedy. However, if this was a more serious movie, like a common jump scare fest, then I would absolutely be berating this movie to no end. But I gotta be honest, I have a little bit of a soft spot for this movie, because even though this film isn't breaking any new ground, and it's doing the same old things that we've seen before, and definitely doing the same old things from the first movie, I just found that I quite enjoyed this one, because I went into this one looking for a lot of gore and for a lot of laughs, and I got both of them, so honestly, I can't complain. Overall, guys, this movie is exactly as advertised. It's a sequel to an above-average comedy horror that doesn't really do anything else that the other one did, but definitely delivers on the things that you liked from the first one. Horror? Yeah. Comedy? Yeah. Blood and gore? Yeah. That's pretty much what you get. But now, as for whether or not you guys should go and see it, if I'm being brutally honest, though I did enjoy this film, I personally wouldn't say that you should go out of your way to watch it. I would recommend watching the first one because it did feel a bit more fresh and it just did some things that this one just kind of couldn't live up to. Honestly, I would just say, watch the first one and be done with it. Because, like I said, this one doesn't do anything that the first movie doesn't do. And I would say that the first movie is just pretty much better in every single way. I would just say that the first one was funnier and gorier. And that's really all I've got for you. So basically, I wouldn't actively deter you from the Babysitter Killer Queen. I would just say it's not really worth your time, even though I kind of enjoyed it. Okay guys, that's my review of The Babysitter Killer Queen. If you've seen it, what did you think about it? And what's your favourite comedy horror? Whatever it is, drop it in the comments below. Until next time, I've been Michael. See ya!